In a recent release of its global economic outlook at the International Monetary Fund World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, the IMF provided projections for Nigeria's economy, indicating a significant shift in inflation rates. Division Chief of the IMF Research Department, Daniel Lay, highlighted the impact of Nigeria's economic reforms, including exchange rate adjustments, which have led to a surge in inflation rate to 33.2% in March. Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 33.2% according to recent data released by the National Bureau of Statistics. Also, the food inflation rate increased to over 40% in the first quarter of 2024. He further elaborated on Nigeria's economic growth, which is expected to rise from 2.9% last year to 3.3% this year, attributing this expansion to the recovery in the oil sector, improved security, and advancement in agriculture due to better weather conditions and the introduction of dry season farming. The IMF official also noted a broad-based increase in Nigeria's financial and IT sectors. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday said Nigeria stands to benefit about $2.7 billion annually by implementing the Single Window Project. He also noted that the project will save the country at least $4 billion lost annually to complex bureaucracies and corruption hindering its trade efficiency. Tinubu revealed this when he inaugurated a new digital trade compliance initiative codenamed the National Single Window Project at the Council Chamber of the State House in Abuja. It's a cross-government website which will facilitate trade by offering a single portal for Nigerian and international trade actors to access a full range of resources and standardized services from different Nigerian agencies. The initiative, Tinubu said, would expedite cargo movement and optimize inter-African trade, thereby facilitating $2.7 billion worth of annual paperless trade, while noting that the economy can no longer stomach $4 billion annual losses. The Nigerian leader directed the Presidential Steering Committee on the National Single Window Project to dismantle all block webs in the way of trade efficiency. This way, Nigeria will join the ranks of Singapore, Korea, Kenya, and Saudi Arabia, which have experienced significant improvement in trade efficiency after implementing a single window system, according to the president. And the federal government says it has concluded plans to take over all idle oil wells from operators holding on to them as a result of the country's dwindling oil revenue. The government also threatened to revoke all licenses given to individuals and companies that have refused to start oil exploration. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Henikin Lokpobiri, disclosed this on Monday evening at an event held in Lagos by the Petroleum Club. According to the minister, Nigeria has lost about $30 billion to low oil production in the past 2.5 years. Earlier in his opening speech, the chairman of the Petroleum Club, Mr. Austin Avuru, said the club had invited the minister to speak on the topic, funding our way out of the current crisis, looking up to the oil and gas industry. Avuru expressed worries that the country's production keeps depleting while the government keeps giving figures different from those of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Speaking, the minister also expressed concern that Nigeria was losing about 480,000 barrels of crude oil per day due to the Seplat ExxonMobil crisis. He said the asset was producing about 600,000 barrels per day until the crisis began in 2022, saying the nation was losing millions of dollars daily. There was earlier report that ExxonMobil and Seplat Energy had in 2022 announced a $1.6 billion sales agreement deal that will see Seplat purchase ExxonMobil's complete shares in the state-owned Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. However, just when all hopes were high for the completion of the deal, a letter dated May 16, 2022 by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission to ExxonMobil stated that the deal could no longer hold because the Nigerian National Petroleum Company had exercised its right of preemption first refusal on the asset. A right of preemption is a legal right to parties in a joint venture to be the first to be considered for any planned sale or takeover of assets in the joint ventures if either party chooses to trade them off. According to reports, the NNPC objected to the sale of ExxonMobil's equity to Seplat and insisted on exercising its first right of refusal, after which the corporation reportedly made an offer above $1.6 billion to ExxonMobil. The corporation maintained that its target was to ensure the country ramped up production through investment and good revenue, stressing that was the mandate given to him by President Bola Tinubu. Meanwhile, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, has directed an indefinite suspension of mining activities at the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital and environs, pending the conclusion of investigations into suspected illegal mining. The minister disclosed this in his office on Tuesday after a meeting with OAU Vice-Chancellor Professor Adebayo Bamire and the Chief Medical Director of OAU THC, Professor John Okeni, at the ministry headquarters in Abuja. The minister, in a statement signed by his special assistant on media, Shegun Tomori, said the ban followed several complaints by students and residents on the activities of illegal miners affecting economic activities in the area. According to Alake, the ministry immediately swung into action to ascertain the veracity of the allegations, sequel to reports in certain sections of the media about the nefarious activities of the illegal miners who selfishly feast and thrive on Nigeria's commonwealth. Several reports had emerged calling for investigations into the alarming reports of illegal mining activities within the OAU premises. It said the unregulated mining operations had caused devastating impact on the environment. Speaking further, Alake revealed that upon summoning some operators discovered to be carrying out illegal activities, they presented some licenses and letters of consent, which necessitated further investigations to ascertain its authenticity, hence the imperative of inviting the university authorities for a parley. The Vice-Chancellor also hinted about the university's application for an exploration license, expressing optimism that with the anticipated approval, the university will be able to carry out exploration, discover the distribution and quality of mineral resources within the university environs and across the country.